We thought he'd be absolutely stuffed.
Harry King starting 10th.
From 10th on the grid, he might make a bit of progress, but this will be hard work.
But the real question mark is how far up the order can Harry King get?
Last lap of the race, he grabs the lead.
McKenna's off, McKenna goes wide.
You can't overtake in Porsches round Knockhill, the expert said.
Off he goes over the curb, through the gravel, and Harry King has done it.
You won't be able to win from 10th on the grid, the expert said.
Harry King on the last lap of the race is up front.
Nobody told Harry.
He's going to win another fantastic Porsche Carrera Cup GB race.
I was getting lost in the quicksand, pink clouds sitting there way into my head.
I'm Harry King from the United Kingdom, and I'm a professional racing driver.
Harry found the go-kart in the garage one day, just gathering dust, and said, I want to go out in it. I took Harry to the local yacht basin, put a couple of cones out, and Harry being Harry just floored it between the two cones, and I thought, I've got to take him to a track.
I've been very lucky during my career as a driver and as a professional to see talents come up to the ranks. And one guy that I've spotted very clearly is young Harry King.
There's no doubt Harry King is one of the most exciting British talents in recent years. What he can do in a racing car is absolutely extraordinary.
Harry King I first met when he came to Elite Motorsport for an initial testing in Ginetta Junior. Naturally, straight away, having sat alongside him, that we had something special.
Superstitious, kind of vicious, knock on wood, I was getting lost.
How we really got started was we went to Forest Edge just on a practice day. There was a guy called Jeff Johnson. Harry started off in go-karts, did about 3 or 4 years with Jeff Johnson. Then we had a go at F6, I think it was called, and Harry won that, and then came very close to winning the Welsh C Plate. Took him along to Ginetta, because Ginetta were advertising a junior scholarship.
You know, they picked me up when I was 14, and they taught me all of the basics.
Harry had 2 goes at it. The first year he came 6th, the second year he came 3rd.
There's some, very important people involved there called Chris Hodgetts and Edward Ives. Chris Hodgetts was my mentor and my coach at the time. Edward Ives was the team manager.
There was a guy there at the second time we did it called Ed from Elite Motorsport. So we went along to Snetterton. Ed was there, Chris Hodgetts was there, and Chris went round with Harry, and Chris said, that's the fastest I've ever been round here.
And they guided me and nurtured me, in this big, mysterious sport, to give me the knowledge that ultimately I still use today.
I can always tell when I sit alongside them, if I'm about to tell them to do something down a particular corner, and they do it a millisecond before I'm about to tell them, I knew straight away that I got something special.
Harry first came to prominence driving in the Ginetta Junior Championship, which is for drivers up to the age of 17. Now, it really is the school of hard knocks. If you can win races and win championships in that, you're good. And he was very good indeed.
Well, first of all, we noticed about Harry King. The name popped up 2020 when he won the championship of Porsche Carrera Cup Great Britain. The year after, he joined actually Team Parker in the Super Cup season partly. So we had a hint who he is and get to know him slowly. Yeah, by the end of the year he joined our team, and he has an impressive personality. He's a typical British gentleman, to put it that way. And obviously has a really big talent. For us, it's our job to form this talent. When he started with us, it was kind of considered for us like a raw diamond who needs some final cut.
Harry was invited along to the Porsche Junior Scholarship.
It was when I was a Porsche Junior. Team Parker Racing were very optimistic and keen to have me on board to race for them, which is the first time in my career that I had a team really wanting me to drive for them. So it was a very new situation for me.
First weekend of the championship at Donington, Harry puts the car on pole position. You're not meant to do that as a rookie. These are big, powerful cars. They're different from Ginetta's that he's won championships in the past. And then he goes on to lead the first race.
Harry in his first year, Porsche Carrera Cup, just totally dominated. He came second in his first race,
But then, in the reverse grid race later on, he won the second round of the championship and straight away laid down a marker for the rest of the year.
The most devastatingly impressive thing with Harry was Knock Hill in his first year with Porsche Carrera Cup.
And his performance at Knock Hill that year was just like incredible.
Seeing the preparation that went into these cars, I knew that every day I drove that car, I had to perform to a high level, not only to repay themselves, but also to prove to myself that I'm worth the risk.
Porsche is the most amazing brand to get involved with in terms of motor racing. It's got a sports car program and it has all of these national one-make championships, Carrera Cup, and then the pinnacle of all of those is called Porsche Super Cup, and that is a regular support race to Grand Prix. That meant that in 2022, Harry was racing at Silverstone on Grand Prix Day, and he
Got on the podium, and that's the first time a British driver has been on the podium in Super Cup in 10 years.
And to be commentating on that, to be able to get the crowd behind a British driver is quite something, especially when you can see him looking for a way to try and gain another place, and the crowd are getting behind him.
It was, an utter dream at the time to think that I could go into that weekend and stand on the podium and see all the United Kingdom flags, hanging over the stands, and to be on that podium to see all of the faces in the sunshine. It was a very surreal moment and a moment that I certainly will not forget. And to spray the champagne, a couple of hours before Lewis Hamilton was doing it, on the Formula One weekend, it was, very satisfying to see and a big moment of satisfaction to see all the hard work paying off.
He is one to watch. He's one of those people that has a very special ability to find the limit of a car very quickly and produce results on track.
One of the other great things about Harry is that while all of this success was starting to snowball, he was never becoming big-headed. There was never an arrogance or a conceited nature to him. He's always remained a really good, grounded character, really nice, really polite, and he's never let that success or that media hype go to his head.
He has made the Porsche Carrera Cup Championship for the past few years. He has been the catalyst for what the championship is now.
The future holds for me is undecided, but I know that I've got the skill, I've got the determination to succeed in this sport, and with the right people around me, which at the moment I currently have, I'm sure that I can go very far. Ultimately, the dream is to race at the Le Mans 24 hours. This is the biggest test of car and human that there is on the planet, and to succeed in that race is quite honestly one of the biggest dreams as a young driver growing up.
In 2023, there was another young driver on the Porsche Carrera Cup GB grid, and he was being compared to Harry King, and people were talking about that's a Harry King type manoeuvre. That's the legacy that Harry King has put into Porsche racing, because even though he's not been in the championship for 2 or 3 seasons, he is still, if you like, the benchmark driver for what he achieved during his time in the championship.
Harry King has done it again as he comes across the line to win at Knock Hill. That is win number 6 of the season out of 8 races.